Matthews is out, Farkle it's down, it's Maya time.
Farkle's fixed, no Maya time. You may proceed.
During Maya time, we open the confiscation drawer and take back all the stuff from the land of unfairly taken toys.
Maya, I don't think anybody really wants it.
Thank you. All right, whose is this?
What'd I miss? Maya, he is going to walk in and catch you, and you're going to be in trouble, and I am here to keep you out of trouble, and I will have failed. Do you want me to fail?
Do you want me to show you how to have fun?
Behaving is fun.
Come here.
I really don't want to.
You come here right now. Ring power.
When we say ring power, you have to. It's a rule.
Tell me this isn't fun.
Yeah, that seems like fun, but now you did it, so I don't get to do it, so are we sitting down now? Of course there's another one.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be talking to Sabrina Carpenter, who is a wonderful young woman who I actually met right before Girl Meets World was starting.
Yeah.
And now flash forward a year ago today, and we're here together, and
We're like so far apart, but we're
so
together,
far.
you know?
But what an incredible year for you. I mean, where do we even start?
There's a lot. I mean, I guess since Girl Meets World aired, it's just been kind of like a roller coaster, but not too much has changed. It's just been getting busier, I guess.
That's true.
Yeah.
And now you're here in New York for real,
Yes.
like not in the show, where you filmed the show in LA,
This
correct?
is true. I will say the reel is a little bit better. The subway isn't as clean as it is on TV, but you just deal with it.
That's awesome. So you've been taking the subway.
I have.
Like a
I
real
love
New
the
Yorker.
subway. Yes.
Good for you.
Here's what got one.
That's really cool. So, you grew up in this small town, Pennsylvania, like me, which I
Yes.
think is really exciting. When did you first decide that you wanted to be an actress and a singer?
I'd say singing always came first because I've basically been singing since I knew that I could make sounds with my voice and I could talk and say words. So when I was around 2 years old, I started singing. I just wanted to sing for everybody. But I was about 6 years old and I was watching Hannah Montana when I found out I could make it a career. So I was already thinking about my career at 6. But no, I think the next 4 years, it was basically just annoying my mom and dad to take me to California. And once I was around 10, then I wanted to start acting because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if I could even do it, but I knew that I wanted to try. And it just kind of went from there. And now that I'm 16 and I can make an album and have people take it a little bit more seriously than I could when I was 12, I definitely wanted to do that. And I'm very fortunate to have Girl Meets World. So I'm very lucky.
So you just turned 16, but I heard you're a bit busy. Have you had your birthday yet?
No, it's going to be a month late. I'm having it next weekend. I'm going to have a birthday, so that'll be fun. I've never had, a party before. I've had, sleepovers with girls, but my parents were never fans of having, a birthday every year since I have 2 older sisters, so, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not deprived, but I just,
It's so cool. And speaking of your sis, first of all, congratulations on your first live performance at the Radio Disney Music Awards.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
And your sister was on the stage with you.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that? And
yeah, my sister, my sisters, we're all definitely entertainers in the family. My oldest sister is an incredible dancer, and we all dance, from when I was 2 through, 13. But Shannon was just the best. That's my oldest sister, Shannon. And then my sister, Sarah, is, a personal harmonizer that you put in your pocket, and she goes everywhere with you, and she's just amazing no matter what. So I was very lucky that when I got to start doing live performances and I got to make a band, I got to have her be with me all the time. And it makes it a lot less scary being on stage having your sister with you. Because, she'll tell you if I have, lipstick all over my face or if I'm, singing terribly. She'll just be like, hey, stop. She's there for me all the time, so I'm very lucky to have her.
that's awesome. Yeah. And has she been on the show as well?
She's on almost every episode.
Wow.
A lot of people play the game Spot Sarah because she's always an extra. She sits right next to me. I don't know why they'd have sisters sit next to each other because a lot of people say we look alike. But yeah, she sits next to me in every episode. She has lines pretty often too. She's really like the next level of extra. She's really ranking it up. But yeah, no. And if you're adult, you can play Shot Sarah, so that's a fun one too.
Oh my God, that's so fun. Your performance was so beautiful. How involved are you in the creative behind your music?
Definitely, I like to be involved 100% because if I don't like what I'm singing, then I shouldn't be singing. I'm a very, passionate in that sense. I feel like, this is what I love to do and I want to share my message to the world. And as long as I'm doing that through my music, then I'm doing the right thing. And I think the performance-wise, I didn't know too much like about the live music award show performances. So I had the wonderful help from the whole production team Nappy Tabs who helped me do that performance, and they were incredible. And then just my team who is there by me all the time. They're incredible.
That's awesome. And everyone had lights in the audience. It was magical.
I know. I didn't know that was going to happen either. They were
You didn't?
No, it was a surprise to me.
You couldn't tell. You were
No, I
shocked.
couldn't. I know they were all behind me. So I saw the video. I was like, hey, that looks cool.
Yeah, it was stunning.
Thank you.
That's so cool.
Thanks.
So was there anyone who ever told you as you were coming up in this industry, oh no, you have to pick one, be an actress or a singer?
Well, a lot of people told me that it was, definitely going to be hard to balance both. And I can't be a singer right now, or I can't do acting if I want to do singing. But, it's all what other people say. I always like to prove people wrong. I'm one of those personalities. So I knew that it was going to be a challenge, and I'm doing it. So
Good for you.
Yeah.
Whenever you were making your album,
Yeah.
how did you kind of juggle time with being homeschooled, shooting the show, making an album? I mean,
homeschooled helps. I will say that because you're at home. It gives me, being on set. We're on set 5 days a week. We rehearse 3 days, we shoot 2 days, and then we do the exact same thing for 3 weeks in a row. And then we have 1 week off, and then we go straight back to it. And every Tuesday we have a live audience. And it's really fun because it just helps the energy of everything and gets rid of my nerves for situations like this where I'm just talking in front of y'all. So honestly, it's a lot. I mean, it's definitely, I don't drink coffee, so I'm definitely just using my metabolism right now to keep me up. But I'd say that on the weekends is when I would mostly spend time doing my music. And it got harder towards the end of the album because I would have to get off set maybe 4 or 5 p.m. and then go straight to a writing session until about 10. And it's really draining after a day on set to have to think of a whole song. And you record the demo of that song before you leave so you don't forget it. And then there's a lot behind it. So I think towards the end it was just kind of like a brain, it just kind of melted a little bit. But now that I'm done, I'm really looking forward to getting back in the studio because now it's one of those things that I just love to do for fun. And wherever I go, I'm writing. So it's a great experience.
so on your iPhone, you have all your music.
I do.
Voice memos.
Yeah, I take a lot of voice memos. I do a lot of notes. I'm like that person that loves to make lists. So I have a lot of lists of just things that I don't want to forget, and especially song lyrics. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you're learning instruments as well?
I am. I play a little bit of guitar, a little piano, a little ukulele. I always just want to expand my information and what I love. So I think the more I can learn within the music and the acting and dancing, I eat it up.
That's awesome. I feel like the ukulele is making a comeback with Meghan Trainor and you.
Super
And
cute. Well, that was the thing. Meghan Trainor wrote my first single, Can't Blame a Girl for Trying. And I did that when I was 13 or 14. And it was a ukulele song, and I thought it was adorable. And it fit my 13-year-old self so perfectly. And I think it's still, it's super popular. And the other song that she actually wrote on my album called Darling, I'm a Mess is ukulele-based too. So she loves the ukulele, and I do too.
it. That's awesome. Have you seen her lately?
I saw her at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. We were here together. That was super cool because I'd never done that before. But yeah, I got to meet her in person after, knowing her through the internet for a couple years before she hit the big time. Yeah.
That's awesome. Speaking, I heard a laugh.
Got one.
Speaking of the internet, you have so many followers and people watching you and fans interacting with you. What's that like when you wake up? How many times do you check your phone and go on Instagram and Twitter and interact with fans?
That's a good question. I think every teenager, it's probably a little unhealthy. They check their phone a lot, and they always. But it's kind of like, I don't want to say. I mean, they're kind of like your friends at some point. Those are the people that are like, you talk to almost all the time, even though if you don't really know them in person. Sounds kind of dangerous and sketchy, actually. But it's a great way to communicate with people. And I'd say for like the business that I'm in, we're in, you definitely. It's a privilege to be able to hear people's opinions like this and to be able to share something and just communicate with people all over the world and have it hit all different countries like in the blink of an eye. It's technology is amazing and it helps a lot, especially our generation. We use it like it's made for us, which it kind of was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of your fans, do they write to you about your character in Girl Meets World because she is so normal and she goes through everyday life situations that a lot of teen girls go through? For
sure. I think Maya has related with a lot of the, I guess, odd ones out because, Maya's, I think she's one of the, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first characters on Disney Channel to not have like a father. She doesn't have like a well put together family. Her mother's kind of like, she's in and out, she's distant, and her father left her for another family. So it's definitely a character that is very real, has a very realistic life situation, and I think that's why she has so many layers to her as a character because, she puts out this strong, self-confident, like, rebellious outside, but on the inside, she's definitely dealing with a lot, and I think there's a lot of people like that, have her to relate to, so I'm just glad I can play a character that does that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of the show, we did at Teen Vogue, we did an episode of our show Besties with you and Rowan in Disney's California Adventure.
That was awesome.
Can you just talk about your relationship with Rowan and, what do you guys do for fun when you're not working?
Well, we go to Disneyland. No.
Besides Disneyland.
Exactly. Honestly, me, Corey Fogelmanis, Peyton Meyer, Augie comes in and out because he's 7, so like sometimes he's playing on the playground, other times he wants to join in on the fun. But yeah, no, honestly, we're such close people, and it's come to the point where we spend almost every second together. So we're like a family, we're like brothers and sisters. We're always doing things. We're big talkers. We like to talk to each other. I know it kind of sounds boring, but we just like to have conversations about what's going on in the world. We're weirdly enough like a pretty mature group of teenagers, so it's good to hear other opinions from kids your age.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Are you kind of the older sis on set?
I am one of the older ones. I'm the same age as Corey and Peyton, so yeah, I'd say in the mom section. Well, no, I think Danielle's the mama bear of the family. I can't take credit for that. I'm like the middle child, even though I'm the baby in real life.
Is it really fun for fans to see you guys all out together? They must freak out.
It's really cool when they see us as a group because I think then they know it's it's like a real friendship. We do enjoy hanging out with each other, but it's like any brothers and sisters. If you spend like every day with them like we do, we get tired of each other, but then like we leave and then we come back and we see each other and we're like, we missed you so much. It's we never stop having fun with each other, and especially with Ben and Danielle on set. They're some of the funniest people, and all of our guest stars. A lot of them spend time on set. Ryder Strong directs a lot of our episodes. Wolf Riddell just wrote one of our last episodes that we shot, and he's guest starring a lot, and he is a comedic genius. There's so many laughs on set.
That's awesome. Who was one of your favorite guest stars?
I probably have to say Will, just because he's come. Ryder obviously, but I think like he's doing a lot more directing, and he's so good at it. But guest star wise, Will makes any episode like 10 times funnier, and he makes us want to be funnier. Like he makes us want to try to be as funny as him, even though we won't ever be.
That's awesome. You also have a really exciting project coming out next year, Adventures in Babysitting, which was one of my favorite movies growing up.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Can you talk about that? It just finished shooting, right?
Yeah, I was just in Vancouver for 2 months, and we were creating this new version of this amazing 80s movie, Adventures in Babysitting. It's one of my favorite movies, so I was really super excited to be a part of this new version. And the fact that I get to play a babysitter is pretty cool, because I've never babysat anyone. So I don't know. I mean, it's just, it's not as hard on set, though, because, obviously they have parents there. But it was a great experience. I'm super excited for everybody to see this, this rendition of it. It's going to be amazing.
there's some pretty famous lines out there.
Oh, yeah.
Can you give away anything about recreating those famous lines or no?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's definite. I definitely got to recreate one of the famous lines on Disney Channel, of course. So we have to remember that. It's a kids movie, but we definitely got to do some of the original lines, and that was really super cool. But the kids in the movie are so fantastically talented. Sophia Carson plays the other babysitter in the movie, and she's the rebellious one, and I'm more of the, I guess you say, Chris Parker version. But I played Jenny Parker, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. The director and the producer were incredible. I was very lucky.
I just met Sophia. She came to Teen
did?
Vogue. Yes, she did.
She's the sweetest.
She loves you very much.
I love her very much.
That's so fun. Is it great, developing these real relationships with people you meet through work, and then they become
Absolutely.
some of your best friends?
Yeah, because, you don't expect it. It's kind of awkward because you kind of just get thrust into a situation with people you don't know, and, you're kind of not forced to become friends because some people don't like each other, but I just got lucky in a situation where she's like a big sister to me, and, I get that on set. So I'm very lucky. I guess I'm a good people person.
I think so.
I hope so.
That's so fun. So what do you do for fun when you're not, working on music and shooting the show and in Disneyland? What's like Sabrina chill time?
Sabrina chill time is... That's a great question. I have this ice cream bucket list. So I'm trying to go to the best 27 ice cream places around the world. So in my spare time, I try to find one of those. What is it? I think it's Big Gay Ice Cream is one in New York. That's one of the best in the world, apparently.
Oh, we have
So
a fan.
just in case you're wondering, I need to make it there. I haven't been yet. But that's on my list. Like I said, I'm a talker. I like to go out to dinner, and I like to reunite with people that I haven't seen in a while and just have good conversation. I love to laser tag and mini golf and stuff. I don't know, just normal stuff.
Right. So it's really important to find balance in this
I think
crazy
so.
industry.
Yeah, I mean, I try to get at least 8 hours of sleep, and if I don't, then I get chocolate.
Because you don't drink coffee.
Exactly, I don't drink coffee, so, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's
you have
good.
beautiful skin. Don't drink
Thank
coffee.
you.
So for your fans, what advice do you have for them if they're trying to achieve a dream of theirs that seems impossible to them? Because what you've achieved for 16 is pretty remarkable.
Thank you.
I mean, what do you tell yourself when you're having a hard day, or what advice do you have for young people?
At the end of the day, everybody's gonna judge you whether it's good or bad, and you just have to remember that those people aren't you. We have a lot of things that we go through every day. We're constantly changing as people. We're constantly finding new things in the world that interest us and that we enjoy and that we want to try, and there's just so much in life to explore, to have people try and shut you down and tell you that you can't do it. I think the best thing I've always learned is to stay confident, and if you mess up real good, because then, you can just go on with it and just, forget about it. Everything's in the past. I always like to say, live in the present. That's the best advice I can give.
That's really good advice. Do you have, who are the 3 people in your life that kind of you depend on and that you look up to?
That's a
top 3.
3 people. I mean, I have 5 people in my family. This stinks.
Uh-oh.
No, probably just my mom, dad, and my 2 sisters. I'm gonna do 4, but they're the people I can talk to no matter what. And it's probably a tacky answer, but if I don't say my family, then I will get some nasty texts tonight. And my mom's always there for me. My sister, like I said, travels with me everywhere I go, so she's definitely a great, best friend to have. And I did the besties with her, so she's definitely my best friend.
Oh, that's so nice. Was there kind of a first premiere moment that you took your family to that was just so happy for you to have your career and your family there?
Well, the Artie and Maze was a really, really cool moment for everyone to be there.
Cool.
My dad and my sister couldn't be there, but I had my whole team. I had my mom and my other sister Sarah there, and it was just a really, really cool day because it was something I'd never experienced before, and hopefully something that I want to experience again. But my whole family got to come to the first night when Girl Meets World aired. We were all together, and that was also a great moment because I'd been dreaming of being on Disney Channel since I saw Hannah Montana, so I was very excited that it finally happened.
So was it Hannah Montana that kind of inspired you?
I'd say that show in particular, but I mean, I was such a fan of, Wizards of Waverly Place. Like, I was a big Selena Gomez fan. I had a lot of inspirations, especially, the ones that did music and acting, because it is tough to balance. I love Taylor Swift. I mean, she's one of those people that has, no fear in being who she wants to be. So I definitely have a lot of inspirations in that sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I think we're ready to take it to the audience for audience questions.
Okie dokie. This is my worst nightmare.
Hey, Sabrina, congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
You kind of answered it just now, but I would like to know, who are some of your musical influences?
Yeah, thank you. Some of my musical influences, like I said, probably Taylor Swift, but also Christina Aguilera. She started really young and obviously has a killer voice, and I've always loved her music. I've always loved her style. And Adele is one of my main musical influences, just because she's Adele and she rocks at it. And then, like, some of my musical interests, I definitely am into Hozier. I'm a big fan of Hozier, and most recently, Zella Day. Yeah.
We have a question from Twitter. At Jenna20 wants to know what your favorite thing about performing is.
My favorite thing about performing is that it's so intimate. You can just be right there in front of people without having anything in between you, like a computer screen or a barricade, I don't know. But it's just so, like, truthful and honest, and, everything's live. So all the mess-ups are true. All the mess-ups are just a part of being human. So I think it's a good human experience.
This message is from Periscope. By the way,
cool.
I had my first big gay ice cream experience, and it's very good.
It's very good?
And it's really close. It's like not even that far away from here.
Thank
Just so
you,
you know,
sir.
Just so you know.
Appreciate it.
But Periscope wants to know, what is this? What was the experience of auditioning for the part and getting involved in the actual show?
Yeah, the auditioning process was about 6 or 7 auditions total, and it's funny. I started out auditioning for Riley, and all I knew was that before I even knew that they were doing auditions, or if I even got an audition for a show, was that I wanted to be on the show because I was a big Boy Meets World fan, and I knew that if they were bringing back a show like this, they weren't going to mess up the picture of the original. And once I knew that Michael Jacobs was involved, I knew it was just going to be, a very real and honest show, which I'm a big fan of. So the fact that I get to be a part of it's great. But the audition process was just a lot, because they saw, like, basically every girl in the world, so they've told me, which can be pretty intimidating. But it's one of those things where it's like, if you keep being persistent and keep trying and don't give up, you can always do what you put your mind to.
Hey, we have another Twitter question.
Okey-dokes.
This is from Anina. If you were on Dancing with the Stars, who would you want your partner to be?
That's a good question. Wow. Maybe Val? Yeah, probably Val. Run, Forrest, run.
Hi.
Hi.
So you spoke about how you like using social media to connect with your fans.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what your favorite app is.
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't want to discriminate any of the social media apps, but I think Instagram is cool just because pictures, like, everyone loves pictures. It's like a picture book, You always like to see the pictures rather than read the long paragraphs. So I think Instagram is a cool way of seeing, like, into the personal aspect of people's lives. Twitter is a great way to just, like, get messages out that you need to get out, or just be super sarcastic. So I think that's what Twitter's good for. I also love Tumblr. I like to tumble, if that's a thing. Yeah, you tumble. I love Tumblr, too.
Have you tried Periscope yet?
I just found out what it is today, and it's really cool because it's like having, like, a little show, like, live. It's awesome. It's like a little broadcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you talk to us a little bit about your fashion sense and sort of like how you approach your style?
Absolutely. Fashion is something that's really interesting because I started off 10 years old and I would only wear Justice and Pink and Sparkles, and those were darker times. But I think now it's really cool because I never realized how many different styles and just designers and stores that there actually are, and you can mix and match and create like a whole new person every day if you want to. And that's the thing, that it's like my fashion, I change it every single day. I think I definitely started off with like a more sophisticated edge type of style. You know, I definitely like to incorporate menswear to women's wear. I find I like a lot of like women's suits type situations. I'm a big heels person because I'm only 5 foot and I'm really comfy in heels. But yeah, I think style changes every day. I mean, I constantly wearing black and white, but always trying to throw color into it.
We have time for one more question.
I have another Periscope question. Who would be somebody who you would like to collaborate with?
Someone that I would like to collaborate. Well, I mean, I said my musical inspiration, so it would probably be Hosier or Zeladay.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm still in shock. I love Hosier too. So
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Wow.
I saw him live, and I was like, he's even better live.
That's
He's
awesome.
incredible.
Well, thank you guys so much for your questions. I had so much fun talking with you.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, everyone.